Alright, welcome everyone to a trunk update roundup thing for the 17th of August 2016. I'm Demise, and joining me today is...
Ultraviolent 4. Hey everyone.
There you go. See, I made him introduce himself because he's a shy guy. So, this is point 19, and... Wait, it is point 19, right? Not point 20.
Yep, 19 still.
Riposte has already been added in this version of Trunk, so we're not going to be talking about that. If you want to take a look at what that was, see the last video. Alright, let's get started right into it. Monsters, jellies no longer eat any items. That's really good because jelly item destruction made no goddamn sense and it was really annoying and you had no idea what was going on anyway. Now it
Yeah.
just now it's just good. Like that's excellent. Fine. Does that mean that you're no longer at any? This has an actual implication. You're no longer at any risk for shattering the what do you call it? You're no longer at risk for shattering Slime 5.
Yep. So you can just leave anything there if you want.
That's pretty cool. There's no need to full clear either. That's cool. Zombies, skeletons, and simulacra now display damage taken, like other enemy types. Excellent. I've already talked about this change in my games. 10 out of 10. That's actually really cool because now, it's not like the undead were really relevant in the first place as enemies, but hey, now you can see their health. It's really good. Um,
Yep.
yeah. Zombies are now named by their base type, Centaur Warrior Zombie, rather than their base species. No one cares. That's fine though. Necromancers bind souls now create simulacra, not spectral things. This will ideally increase player deaths. So, for a bit of context, necromancers used to be able to bind souls of every enemy on the screen, and when you kill them, they create a death channel-like thing. Now they create simulacra instead. Have you had any experiences with this Ultra? I have, but
Yeah, I've seen it. Haven't been killed by it,
yeah, I
but
haven't either. It's not that big a deal, you know. It's fine, I guess. Honestly, it's more of an annoyance than a real threat. But whatever, right?
I think the main way it threatens you is you can have the death channel things pop up behind you in a hallway and
Yeah,
block you in. That's probably
and
the
now they'll
worst
leave
thing.
freezing clouds when they die too. It's a buff, but it's not one that really does increase the difficulty of the game. It just makes them slightly more annoying. Anyway, let's continue. Ghostly Fireball monster spell. So that's the spell cast by Spectral. Those are Shadow Revenant things, and Josephine.
Ghost crabs as well, I think.
No, that's
Oh, that's
Ghostly
not a
Flame.
fireball.
Yeah, so it now is pure negative energy rather than being partially resistible. That's pretty good, I guess. But it also inflicts drain now, which is bad. I don't like that, but whatever. Call of Chaos has had its effects reworked and no longer paralyze or petrify every monster. I have no idea what the hell that is. What is that?
I don't know what that
Is
is.
that a demon spawn? I think it's a demon spawn thing. Like,
Okay.
no one cares about the demon spawns. They got added to Pan and, no one's ever really paid attention to them. Anyway, spells. So spells you've seen monsters cast are now automatically tracked. This is useful for monsters with multiple spell books, which now list their description only, in their description only those spell books that they might have based on the spells you've seen. Pandemonium Lords also list the spells you've seen them cast. So that's for the player who uses XV a lot. That's pretty useful, but for players who have memorized the spell list already, it's pretty useless, right? But hey, it's
Yeah,
cool. It's a
it's a
good
good
feature.
quality of life change. Yeah.
Doesn't really change much, but it saves a couple of seconds, so it's not bad. Spellbooks that the player walks onto or ports are now automatically identified without needing to use the read command. That is good because I've been really annoyed by that.
Yeah.
Particularly when you're at 52 or 52, and you're like,
Exactly.
I don't want this spellbook in my inventory, but I'm just gonna
You
pick it
have
up and
to
drop it.
you have to drop something, pick it up, realize
Oh
that it's
god,
useless, drop it again.
and then pick
Yeah.
the thing up. Oh god, no.
Yeah, it's good.
Book amnesia, the ability to forget scrolls by destroying a book that contains them, has been forgotten and also removed from the game. So this is this is a fairly, I guess, obscure mechanism in the game. You can read a book. You have to press the letter that the book has, and then press capital F to forget a book spell, a spell by burning the book. And it was really never that. It's really hard to find that mechanic because it's not. You never really read books. You kind of just Shift M to see what spells you have. and it basically just was never really used. I used it a couple of times, but yeah, it's not that relevant. It got removed, which is kind of sad because it didn't really matter. But I guess it's more streamlining, I suppose. I don't know. What do you think, Ultra?
Yeah, it's kind of hidden. I don't know. It's not something you'd use very often. In fact, I don't think I knew about it until I saw you do it fairly recently.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until I think after I got Greater Player. Oh, sorry, no, probably like around the time where I was playing Mummy a lot. In the first Greater Player run, is like it's pretty bad. Anyway, paralysis and confusion can no longer last for 50 to 100 turns when cast on monsters. Players have had a different formula that gives them considerably shorter durations. Okay, so is this talking about like when enemies cast it on other enemies, or what?
I'm guessing it means that you can paralyze enemies for that long,
No,
but I'm not sure.
you could never paralyze for that long. It was never that long, I think.
But how would you know? Because if you paralyze something, you usually either kill it or you run away. It's not like you
Confusion.
sit there waiting.
Confusion lasts quite a while though. Hmm. No, but it's saying right there that it's like players have had a different formula, right?
Yeah, so it's saying that you never get paralyzed for that long, but monsters could.
Oh, I thought you meant like the spell paralysis players. Okay, well, fair enough. Okay, so I guess that's like a short. I don't know if that's like really a nerf. It doesn't really make a difference, to be honest, right?
I don't think it's really anything. It just sounds like there were maybe corner cases where things could get stuck for ages. But
Uh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Okay, fair enough. Warp Weapon and Akashic Record have been removed. So Warp Weapon has like, uh, it's the one that gives you Distortion Brand. No one ever fucking used that spell, so it actually makes no difference at all. If you use Warp Weapon, you're not doing it right because that's like a what level 6, level 7 translocation spell, and it does
Yeah.
nothing but make your weapon worse. And you have to have an unbranded weapon to begin with. It's like, God, that's disgusting.
Yeah. And
Um,
if you're casting that spell, you're probably not a weapon user anyway.
yeah,
So
it's like what? And why are you focusing on translocations as your main spell school? Like, what? Anyway, what was in the Akashic record? Do you know that? Can you check
the
it?
main hang on, there's a plane.
Oh, do. It's the I got to stall while Ultra.
Yeah. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
there you go.
I'm back.
All right, there you
The
go.
main thing in it was controlled blink.
Hmm.
Um,
So now it's
they
only
don't mention
exclusive
it.
to Book of Warp and Artifact books.
It is now. It was exclusive. So it used to be in the Book of Warp ages ago, and it
Hmm.
got pulled out,
Oh,
and now
really?
it's going back in. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what does the
So it's
Akashic
only
record
ever
have?
been in one book.
Let me see if I can pull it up on the Discords. Akashic record. So
So it
if
would
you
have
guys,
Warp Weapon.
oh no, it had Dispersal, Control Blink, Malign Gateway, and Disjunction. I know like what one of those spells does, and like not even that well. So fine, no one cares about the Akashic record to be honest. Like Malign
Yeah.
Gateway is the one that summons the tentacle, and that's useless. Disjunction is kind of useless. Dispersal is extra useless. So hey, whatever, they removed it, no big deal, all good.
Once they got rid of Singularity, there wasn't really much reason to go that heavily into translocations.
Is Singularity the one that was like like an aura of blinking?
No, it was kind of like a black hole. So it sucked all the monsters in and
Isn't
then
that
killed
Gel's?
everything.
Isn't that Gel's gravitas?
That's like a mini version. So Singularity
Oh,
was a level 9 spell.
what?
And
I had
yeah,
no idea.
it
I
was sick. Because it would hold everything sort of in the middle of it, and then you could firestorm it or whatever else.
so you
And
need
it just
like
killed
25
everything.
in translocations, 25 in like conjurations, fire, and dude, that's way too expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Your
It's like
combo's unrealistic.
it's if you're playing a 15 rune game, obviously.
No one's playing a
But
15 rune game, man. Just play 3 runes like a normal person. Jesus. Anyway, let's keep moving on. Characters. Rn has been reworked. Various effects like vampirism and pain that were 100% resisted by a single level of Rn now requires 3 levels. So now it's basically exactly the same as the other ones, except slightly better. So the first one The first pip of RN gives you 50%, second one 75, and third one gives you 100% immunity to those random vampirism pain things. But the agony effect now works like torment and goes down to 45%, 40%, 35% at RN plus, and plus. Is the agony effect the same as is the agony referring to the flayed ghosts?
No. So
Oh,
agony is like torment, but it's a spell.
yeah,
So
I know that, but like, who casts it?
the Death Knight dudes
Oh yeah,
cast
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're the main ones.
That's it.
But there might be a couple of others, but
They're not really
by the
relevant.
time you meet them, you've got enough magic resistance anyway. So
Okay, so basically what it's saying is RN has been reworked, but no one really cares because it doesn't make that much of a difference, right?
yeah, it might be slightly more relevant, but still,
When? In what case are you
nah,
scared of pain and vampirism, man? Like, in all
I don't know.
seriousness.
You're not really.
When do you even have RN in the first place? I never have that stuff. Never even used it. It's kind of like Spirit Shield. You're like, why do I have this? And it's
Spirit
good
Shield's
sometimes.
good
It's not.
sometimes.
It's what? No. If you're a melee and you're not casting any spells, Spirit Shield is kind of okay. But then you realize that you have like half the mana of a person who has a mage. If you're a mage, you never want Spirit Shield because it's going to drain your options away. It's like there's no
Yeah,
good situation really to get Spirit Shield unless you feel it. Feel it needs that extra
it
help.
just means you haven't found a better amulet yet,
Yeah,
and
basically. Or you have
you
had
want 3 or 4 more HP.
for the cost of all of your mana. And but well, Hat of the Bear Spirit's pretty good though. That Spirit Shield. That's probably like the only reason why I'd ever have Spirit Shield on.
Yeah, it's got the other stuff though.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Spirit Shield is just there. I don't like it, but it gives me MR plus plus. So I'll take it. Anyway, stabbing's been simplified. Now exactly two types of stabs: those against helpless enemies, so sleeping, paralyzed, and petrified, and those against merely distracted targets. In effect, this is mainly a buff to petrification and distraction stabbing, at least for now. So this is pretty decent because previously there used to be all different types of stabs. So, like,
Yeah,
if someone was sleeping, they'd get the biggest stab. If someone was paralyzed, they'd get a pretty slightly good stab. Petrified, they'd get like a kind of good stab. Mephitic, they'd have like a terrible stab. Confusion, they'd have like a decent stab. It's like there were like 100 corner cases basically. Every single
yeah.
one had different types of damage. Um,
I wonder which one netting is.
Netting is paralyzed, right? Pretty sure
I don't
it's.
know.
I think it's paralyzed stab because it uses the same icon. But yeah, regardless, it's a buff to petrification and distraction stabbing, but I don't actually know why it's a buff to distraction stabbing though. Is it because it increases the damage of it?
I'd say because it was probably only a very tiny bonus before, but now it's become bigger.
Okay, well, either way, stabbing's been simplified, but realistically, you didn't really need to know that much about stabbing to be able to stab someone. Just know that you need a lot of stealth and you need some spells to put them to sleep. Anyway, no longer an EV penalty for taking stairs, but the process of climbing slash descending now takes slightly longer. That's kind of annoying because, well, climbing stairs, stair dancing is annoying, to be honest. Mostly because it's so occasionally lethal. It's annoying. But I don't know how much the EV penalty was previously. Do you know, Ultra?
No, not exactly.
Yeah, so it really doesn't make too much of a difference. I guess I'm assuming that it's balanced somewhat to give you roughly the same amount of damage taken, but I'm not sure exactly what the reasoning behind that change is.
Yeah, the I haven't seen it, but the main issue will be if things have time to walk up and hit you as you
Yeah,
go up the stairs.
yeah. Oh well. Anyway, sustain attributes. So the ring and the demigod in it is no more. Most stat draining effects have now been reduced to compensate. So this is a problem that I have in the first place. Sustain attributes, demigod thing, that's fine, get rid of that. Why do we have stat drain in the first place? You can't die to it, but it causes you to die over like 16,000 turns when you have a mutation that drains your stats. It's one of the most frustrating goddamn mechanics in the game. It makes almost no difference when you get stat drained to like an above zero stat, but once you go below zero, you're like basically screwed. Ultra, what do you think? I'm kind of pissed about this.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you.
Like,
As in, you mostly don't care about it. It's just a bit annoying, but then sometimes you care a lot,
yeah,
and it's
like
not really. I don't know.
I was playing a berserker and I got a mutation deteriorate minus times two. My int was down to -2. I had to spend like 20k turns clearing all of dungeon, orc, and one lair branch, I think, until I got immediately killed because I was too slow to fight stuff. It's like that's the most annoying way to die. You remove stat death, but you've basically damned your target that's got a mutation on it. It's like what? Why even have that in the game? It makes no sense. Like, is there really a relevance? And the worst part is to new players who, for some reason, really focus on stats, it actually misleads them into thinking, oh my god, stat drain is really important, when in reality it's not. And like, it puts an emphasis that stats are important because there's a way to reduce them in the game. It really, I don't know, like, something about stat drain just pisses me off. It feels like it shouldn't be in the game anymore. If they're doing so many things to remove the defenses against it and remove like all these corner cases, they might as well just remove it. It's a problematic thing. It doesn't really change much, and it's just annoying until it's lethal. Like I think they removed most of that stuff already. Annoying until lethal, right? Except electricity.
That's not annoying. That's just lethal.
God damn it. Anyway, mutations no longer rot the undead, but only cause stat draining. That's pretty bad because now good old ghouls and mummies and stuff are going to be a lot worse off than before. Previously, ghouls were like, oh, you rot me? That's fine, because I'm just going to go ahead and eat some chunks and heal it off. But now that they're stat draining, wow, what a great mechanic. I guess we have to be worried about it. Lol? Question mark. If you're playing like a mummy, it still doesn't make a difference. So, like, it doesn't make any difference, damn it! And the mummy's self-restoration ability has rotted away. So that means that they can't restore their stats anymore unless they're killing stuff.
Yeah.
Just remove it from the goddamn game. It's
Isn't
like yeah.
isn't that how it worked anyway with the
What?
stat training?
What?
Because with mutations, I know if you're a ghoul and you go into abyss with those the wretched star things, they just
Yeah,
completely kill all your stats.
yeah.
So is that
But they
actually a
also rot you.
change?
They also rot you.
Oh, okay. So it only does one now.
Oh no,
Got
no.
ya.
Like they could do one or the other, I think, or they could do like one or both. I'm not
So
sure
it's
how.
not even worse if you're a ghoul.
I don't think so. I think the level of stat drain is the same, but it's just they removed the rotting portion because it had absolutely no effect on a ghoul whatsoever. Right? Okay. Well, whatever. Let's keep going. Gods. Most gods now require kills for piety are less picky and will accept kills of any monster type, including non-living monsters and plants. TSO remain exceptions. So you can now kill plants for piety. What? What the fuck? What?
That's
That's
actually one of the best things when you have followers and you're resting, stay
that's
in lair, and they all just kill all the plants around you. I
that
love
seems like a
that.
step backwards from the philosophy. Philosophy that makes fuck all sense. But which
Yeah,
gods liked it when you killed non-living monsters? Sorry, when you that didn't like it when you killed non-living monsters. Are there any of those gods?
you're red only
Oh yeah.
takes living
Okay.
ones.
Okay. So it's buffed to your
That's
red. And
yeah.
Ultra, I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. Your red should be either your red or Bio need to be removed, man. They're exactly the same god.
No,
Like
they're not.
they're exactly the same god. You could literally cut and paste the two gods together, merge them so that all the differences stay in, and then you just have one god, and it'd be like pretty much the same shit.
No, they're very
Yeah.
different.
Not really.
But that means
The
if your
undead
red
aren't orcs.
takes
It's completely different.
you can't you can't give items to your undead dudes.
You don't need to give items to your undead dudes. They already have items.
But that's half the fun is
Not.
giving
That's the least
awesome
fun thing.
artifacts to your orc followers.
Yeah, imagine if you could do that to undead. Then your red would be BO, and there would be literally no difference between the two. Those two gods need to be merged at some point. BO is like such a dumb god because it's only for Hillorks. Like it's like he needs to be removed. He's out of here. There's no other
He's
god that
my
is
favorite
based
god.
on only. Yeah, but you're you, Ultra. So like, does that really make a difference? Question mark.
For this one, back to the actual change.
Yeah,
If your red takes piety from demons, that means that it's a much more legit 15 rune god.
not really,
Because
because all of your Red's allies are still gonna suck ass in 15 root games.
I don't think so.
Well, like the thing is, he's not gonna use his undead thing. He'll like the gift timing is pretty slow, so it's not like he's gonna return. Like all the AOE stuff that happens in extended will not work. But hey, if you want to try it, let me know. Do
I
it.
don't know.
Do it right
I
now.
think it might be worth a try.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not saying it will be great, but before it was just it
Completely unviable.
exactly
Kind
because
of
you
like
couldn't get
FedS.
any piety. Yeah, exactly the
Like
same.
FedS can't do extended at all. Like not enough fruit, right? And like just generally, Ocla plants don't work that well against Panlords.
Yeah, and I think as well you didn't get piety for them.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, because you need to have corpses.
yeah, yeah. Oh well, no, Demon Spawn do give you corpses, so technically you do get slight piety with FedS. Whereas in your red, you wouldn't really get that much anyway. Oh, actually, do Demon Spawns count? No, they're demons, right? Anyway, let's move on. Divine Piety Decay has been simplified to one of two speeds from 7 or so. Some gods have had their piety gains speed buffed to compensate. For other gods, the change itself was a buff. So some gods have lost decay, slowed down their decay. Some of them have sped up. Some of them have get their piety gain speed buffed. Basically, it makes no real difference. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh look, more featured goddamn creep. Now the Heplicuana has an L at the end. What the fuck? Why do we need one more? Ah, fuck.
I'd say that's a typo.
Oh, okay. It's like, did they really put another letter into his name? And now he has anal in his name and hepatitis? Like, what the fuck? That's not a good name. Hep anal. Like, God, oh god. Anyway, so Hep now gives Init Frail 1 on worship. This persists even after abandonment until the god is mollified. So that's probably the nerf. That's probably like enough for me to never pick Hep again. 10% HP for an ally is not as good as picking a normal god. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'd say that from now on I'd probably pick someone else. Oh well, actually maybe not. Like Hep provides you with a passive ability that is probably significantly stronger than every other god in the game because it's passive and it can do a bunch of stuff. But Frail 1 is pretty bad. Like he's one of the I think he's gone into one of those categories like Quaslal, Che, what's the other ones? Zin. You know those gods that like require you to have some conduct or bad thing about them? Like that's not nah. I don't think so. Like I feel like I wouldn't pick Hep anymore. He's probably in the same category as Quaslal now. Less HP is always bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
It's kind of people will pick it because they think that god's fun.
yeah, he's alright I guess. But like nah. I'm like if he's gonna give me Frail 1 now when he wasn't going to before, I'm probably not gonna pick him ever again. Until things turn up. And also, like, well, unless you want to talk about Rue, but if Rue didn't have all of the downsides, she would be the most broken god in the game, hands down, right? Like, almost immediately. Like, if she operated the same way Akawaru did, she would be like
Yeah.
so fucking broken. It would be like no contest. She'd be the best god in the game. It's like the only reason why she's like only really good and not incredible is because she has all those downsides. Hep is like not good enough. I feel to like justify Frail 1. Might be some other like there might be some other way to like give him a downside, but I feel like Frail 1's not a good way to do it. Minus health is always bad, especially if you want to do it on like a field or something dumb like that. Ugh,
Yeah. Or an
awful.
octopode or something like that.
Yeah, wouldn't want to do it. Anyway, Pakelis has been temporarily disabled until we figure out what's going on. Hopefully, he'll be back in time for the next stable race. What? They removed Pakelis? What happened?
Uh, it's bugged. I don't know the full story.
But I could have told you that, Ultra. Come on, man. Tell me the story. Give me the deets.
I know one issue with it is that if you abandoned,
Yeah.
you would never ever get rid of the wrath.
Oh, really?
So it would just
He's just
last
pissed.
forever.
He's
Yeah,
just
you can
real
never
pissed.
use any evocables, and you can never ever get mana.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Because I was playing a game for a challenge, and I had to abandon a god.
Yeah.
and I did it on maybe dungeon level 3, and I ended
Wow.
up dying on
Because you
level
can't use ebooks.
14,
Jesus, that
and it
would have
was
been
still
awful.
going. It was horrible.
Okay, so Picellus has been removed from the game. But look, honestly, if he wasn't in the game, I wouldn't complain that much. Like, Nemelex is basically Picellus. I honestly think Nemelex could just take over Picellus' stuff. Like, just give more stuff. Make the evocable god more complex, whatever. Right now, like, Nemelex is kind of sore against Picellus anyway, so it's like, eh. Anyway, let's continue on. Davis can now smite unsuspecting targets. That's probably like, so they've lost the TSO conduct thing where you can't hit unsuspecting targets. And zombies can no longer shapeshift, which is probably a bug. But
Yeah.
onto the cool thing, Ultra. I hear that you've been streaking.
Yep. So,
Give us a bit of a talk about your streaking ability.
I've just been hitting the random character button and
Wow,
playing
that's
whatever I get.
incredible. What's your streak length now?
It's at 10.
Wowie zowie. Are you gonna ever match Z's record, or are you just probably gonna die like a fucking noob?
Probably gonna die. I'm not patient enough.
Your game lengths are actually surprisingly really good. It's like 3 to 5 hours every game. It's pretty fast for a streak.
Yeah, I'm just playing normally. Well, not normally, but I'm not making a huge effort to streak.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been dying like a lot today, these days. Like on Demise 101 account. And, wait, sorry. Demise account, Demise win rate account, and one of my other accounts. They've all been dying, and I've been dying on the channel. And it's like, oh god, gross. Um, let's see. What else do we want to do for this roundup? Tournament. When do you think the tournament's going to be?
No idea.
I hope it's going to be the 7th of November, specifically
Is
2016.
that when your exams finish?
Yeah, that's when my exams finish. Because if you guys all were aware, last goddamn time, the thing was right in the middle of all my mid semesters, so I couldn't fucking play, and I couldn't. I was 48 something hours behind in terms of total game time from what's his name, Yermak.
Yermak.
I was actually 2 days behind in a 14-day competition, like a full 48 hours of gameplay behind. Like that's like what 20 something wins for me. Like that's a lot of wins, man. I could have gotten a lot more wins. But yeah, like hopefully with if the thing is on the 7th of November, we'll be absolutely solid and we'll just be able to, rip right through, get first place for the first time ever, right?
Yep.
Oh, and one
Kick
more thing.
checkers win
Huh?
tournament.
Yeah,
Kick
can you
checkers win tournament.
just like oh yeah, in that respect, I'll probably be announcing a recruitment thread for the tournament. We're gonna be going like full hardcore because Mr. Defang is out of the country right now, and Bob the Cannibal is Bob the Cannibal, so I don't think he gives a fuck if he plays or not. So I'm gonna probably be looking for a full team of greater players, me, Ultra, hopefully ZXC if his streak hasn't ended, and a couple of other guys. Unless you're playing a different team, Ultra. Unless you're willing to betray the Australian team.
No, I'm happy
Wow.
to have a run at it.
Okay, well that's good. Last thing that I was going to announce. Shit, what was I going to announce? Ultra, what was I going to announce?
Uh,
What was
I
I
don't know.
announcing? Ultra, I was going to announce something. Wait, what? I was going to announce something. I completely forgot. Fuck.
Is it about your new video series?
Uh, uh, no, not really. I think. Make sure to check that shit out because it's pretty cool. The weapon guides thing. Do you ever want to come onto one of those weapon guides? Sorry,
Yeah, if
I'm
you.
just padding for time because we want to hit 30 minutes. It's nice and
Okay.
even.
Yeah, I'd be happy to be a guest.
All right. Well, oh, that's what I was gonna announce. Yeah, get out of here, Ultra. Hopefully I've put my name forward, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be invited to speak on Roguelike Radio, which is a podcast with Darren Gray and uh, I think Dark God's one of the. I think the creator of what was it? Dark God's the creator of
Not sure.
some. It's one major roguelike. I don't remember which one though. But yeah, like I'm gonna be on a podcast, uh, with those guys. So Darren Gray is the guy who runs // roguelikes, and he also has gone to like conventions and stuff. He's a developer, made a bunch of 7-day RLs. I think Princess RL and a couple of other ones are his. But yeah, we're going to be talking about expertise in the games that we play, and some other cool stuff. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'll probably link it when it comes out. But yeah, stay tuned. That'll be good. So Ultra, say your last words before you go back in the closet.
Remember to stay positive.
What? Explain yourself.
Well, they've now buffed the effects of negative energy, so stay positive.
All right, we're done here. Fuck this.